Welcome back, everyone. Lostboys Cypher Circle is back in session. Y'all already know what it is, and if you don't, now you do. This is home of all things artistic. If you got a song, a poem, a rap, some artwork, just a conversation you want to have, this is the place to come get your thoughts and your feelings heard. If you're interested in coming on, just message me at lostboy420x, lostboy420x at gmail.com. That's lostboy420x at gmail.com. Or you can message me on Facebook at Dylan Lawler. Before we get started, as always, I just want to take a second to talk about mental health. Like I always say, big part of what we do here. It's a big part of life in general. It's a big part of artwork. And I always give the advice out there to the artists to keep using their art as a therapy to get their inner demons and whatnot out. And to everyone else out there, I always say, whether you think there is or not, there is always someone to talk to. There's someone, a friend, a colleague, there's someone you can reach out to. You can reach out to me. I'll talk to you. If you don't feel comfortable with any of those, there's a mental health hotline. You can text or go to their website at 988 or go to lifelinecrisis.com, or you can also visit betterhelp.com, and what they'll do is they'll hook you up with a therapist in like 48 hours. And if you don't vibe with the therapist, they'll switch it out for you and get you a new one until you like connect with someone. Therapy is expensive. This is probably one of the cheapest options out there. So I hope some people find some help out there. Before we get started, for those of you who didn't watch last week was a banger, 4 hours long. We had so many artists on. We had some surprise guests. We had some of my family members on. It was a fucking banger. But for those of you who missed it, I put out a poll asking y'all who you thought was the best artist. And yet again, Laura Lynn Sanders won the poll and came through as the top artist. So we're gonna play the throwback clip real quick.
Monsters Are Real. The Boys' Perspective, Part 1. It's 8:30. Mom's tucking me into bed. She pulls up the cover. She says goodnight to my brothers, and she kisses me on the head. She tells me goodnight. I'll see her cute face in the morning. She flicks out the light. She whispers goodnight. My brother's fast asleep and they're snoring. Scared, my tummy starts to flip. I'm afraid I'm about to vomit. I'm afraid of the dark. It's when the nightmares start and the monsters come out of my closet. My chest gets heavy. I'm short of breath. I pray in my head it will leave. It comes late at night when I turn out the light. It's most vulnerable time to feed. Then I pull the sheets down over my eyes, winded and short of air. I count to 10 and start over again, and then I pretend that there's nothing there. But I see it, a dark shadow stretched across the walls in my room. It smells of flesh and rotten breath, a miscarriage dead in the womb. I try to pretend that I don't see it, hiding behind my dolls. And then it grows taller and I become smaller. Then it drops to the floor and it crawls. It attaches itself to the side of my bed and it pulls itself onto my mattress. My mouth gets dry. I'm afraid I will die. I panic, close my eyes till it passes. I'm paralyzed. My body is riddled with fear. My extremities buckle and the monster chuckles in a flash, turns to ash, gone, just disappears. Then I pull the sheets down over my eyes and I peek around my room. The closet door slams, I wipe the sweat from my hands, and the monster's now headed for you. So if you think that monsters aren't real, just wait till you're almost asleep. It lives in your closet where it waits and it watches and it strikes when you're almost asleep.
Yet again, she comes through. I mean, every time I hear that girl do her poetry, it gives me chills down my spine and all over my body. So she writes on like another level, and she also does these videos. Y'all should go check her out on YouTube. Laura Lynn Sanders, she does these videos along with her poetry where she puts artwork and stuff to it, and it makes it a whole lot creepier and a whole lot more chilling. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna bring out our first artist today. He's a new one up on the show. His name is Pakram the Poet, and let's see here. I'm gonna plug his social medias real quick. Y'all can go follow him on TikTok at Cram Sessions. That's C.R.A.M sessions on TikTok, or on Instagram at the real Pakram DA_real Pakram. He's a poet. He with a super killer flow and a super powerful message and some super powerful words. And not only is he a poet, he's also a host of his own show called Cram Sessions. Their next episode, I believe, is on the 26th of this month at 9 p.m. So y'all can go check that out. Yeah, I've been waiting to get him up here for a while, so let's get him up here. Hey, man, how you doing?
What's up, man? What's good? Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I've been wanting to get you up here for a while. I appreciate you coming on.
No doubt.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you started writing and whatnot.
What got me started writing, honestly, was my mother. She gave me and my sisters a gift one day. Like I didn't know we grew up without a bunch of money. You know, she made things happen. You know, and she gave us each a frame with a poem in it that she wrote about us, using the first letter in our names, and that did something to me. It sparked something in me, and at that moment, I found my real love for the art. Hence my name. It's an acronym that stands for Proof a Woman Can Raise a Man. So everything I do.
Hell yeah! I love that, man. I love that. Yeah, I mean, I was mostly raised by a single mom too, and so I definitely support that. I definitely support that. I mean, yeah, like that. There is proof that a woman can raise a strong man, and you know what? Like I said, growing up with a strong, independent mom, like I definitely support that. And that's a dope ass name, man. When did you come up with?
That was actually beyond. I can't even take credit. It was I called her, like I called her, and straight up, I started spitting in Shreveport, Louisiana, and everybody had a stage name, and I didn't. So I called her, and I was like, "Ma, help me come up with a name." And I woke her up. So she really got on my ass about waking her up in the middle of the night for something like that. And she hung up in my face. But then she called back like 20 minutes later, and she said Paul Cram, and I was explaining it. And when she explained it, that was it. So that was 2005 when she blessed me with that name.
That's fucking brilliant. That's your mom, props to your mom, man. That's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant. Hell yeah, dude. So what do you do now? Tell us a little bit about your show and what you're up to nowadays with your craft and whatnot.
Well, I'm getting ready to start working on my first poetic album. I have a couple mixtapes out, but I'm ready to work on an actual album, all original tracks, beats and stuff. So that's gonna be dope. And I just started hosting this show on Epiphany Radio. Epiphany Radio presents the For Real Entertainment Network Cram Sessions with me, Paul Cram the Poet. It's every last Tuesday of the month, and we really are the true definition of turning up on a Tuesday. So this particular show that's coming up on the 26th, we got the amazing keynotes, the host from Poppy's Corner, man. She's gonna be my special pen. And our study music artist of the month is a guy from my hometown named Buddy Lee 318. Really, really dope artist. So we're gonna play a couple of his tracks. So we just gonna turn up on a Tuesday, man.
Word. That sounds like a dope ass show. It sounds like a dope show. I'll definitely tune in for that.
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. So what's the first piece you're gonna be sharing with us tonight?
All right, so I got a somewhat of a love piece, and I have somewhat of a lust piece. I'm gonna do the love piece first, called Advanced Appreciation.
All right, man. All right, cool. Let's hear it.
I remember when we first met. You smiled at me and said hello, and I opened my mouth and said, thank you. Thank me for what is what you asked me. And I told you that when the time was appropriate, I will explain my response, because right now the answer is not yet complete. So until then, I humbly ask that you please accept my late hello. But as time passed, and on this day, as we stand before God and man, I feel that it is most appropriate time to answer your question. You see, I asked God for you. Before I ever laid my eyes upon your majestic beauty, I had already asked God for you. I asked him to send me glue. And that's when you came into my life, gathered the shattered pieces of my heart, poured your love inside, and sealed the cracks to make me whole again. I asked God for you. I asked him to send me a blanket. And when life's trials and tribulations activated the icy chill of depression, you used your words to speak to the king in me, creating a barrier that covered me from the negative energy, reassuring that the answers to my prayers is truly standing in front of me. I asked God for you. And you walked right in and completed my life. So at the moment when you looked at me and said hello, and I said thank you, I was telling God thank you for the moment of our first meeting. Because I knew at that moment, that was the moment that I've met the completion of my soul. And that's that piece.
Well, goddamn, man. That was fucking deep. That was fucking deep. I mean, I'm not really good at writing love poems. I've written a couple of them, but none of them were like that. Fucking gripped my fucking soul, man. That was deep. What inspired that piece?
Is when I first wrote the piece, it was basically me writing it as, like I said, as an advance thank you for the woman I am going to choose to spend my life with. I wrote this piece before I got into the relationship that I'm in right now, and she fits. So
Oh yeah, if the shoe fits, that's your Cinderella, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. I like that. And I like for kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing too. I like how you kind of manifested that. You know, you were like, no, this is the woman of my dreams. It's the woman I'm gonna dream. Like this is the woman that I'm gonna marry, and I'm gonna manifest that. And you manifested that so well through your poetry and just through your energy, and that was super dope, man. We got one artist having some technical difficulties, but I got one other artist up here. I'll bring him up and see what he thinks about the poem. Influence, you with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up?
I was just wondering if you had any questions or comments for Pakram.
Do I have any questions or comments for him?
Yeah.
Well, I just had some encouraging words for him. You know, like I said, just keep it moving. Don't stop. If you ain't got a book, you need to write a book, brother. You got a book, you got a story that needs to be shared with everybody out there that needs to hear your story. And it's your duty to showcase your gift before God take you up out of here. So that's what I want to say to one poet to another. It's your duty to showcase that gift and not be stingy and give it to the whole wide world so they can know everything about you before you left, you know, leaving your legacy.
Gratitude.
Just being amazing on purpose.
Hell yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Thank you for speaking those words of wisdom to us. I'll catch you in a few minutes. All right, man. So you're doing both of your pieces back to back tonight. What's your second piece gonna be?
My second piece is, like I said, is a little lust piece, but it's called "Is It Okay?" And it's another piece that was basically from an imagination of what could happen.
Right. All right. Cool. Drop myself out of here.
Is it strange that I miss you without ever meeting you? Is it weird that I crave for a touch that I have only felt in the wildest of my dreams? Does it make me crazy that randomly throughout the day I get lost in my thoughts of you, and the only thing that brings me back to reality is the feeling of the slow forming transformation in the southern region of my anatomy. Is it okay that sometimes I lie down and close my eyes just so that I can visualize you gripping the back of my head and allowing me to drink from the fountain of life that sits perfectly between your Nubian thighs? Do you mind if my thoughts take control of my body and begin to command my hand to touch me in ways that can only be duplicated if you replace my hand with yours, making you the one to slowly and simultaneously pull up and down with a slight twist in motion until you decide to mimic my imagination and cover my manhood with the warmth of your lips and the wetness of your tongue? Is it okay that I see you climbing on top of me, grinding until we both release imaginary orgasm that physically ruins sheets as we meet at the peak of ecstasy? Are you fine with being mine in my mind? Tell me, is it okay? And peace.
Damn, dude. You like I can't write love poems, lust poems. Like I mean, I do write like there's obviously there's some shit in the vault that like I haven't put out yet, but I mean the way you just like express like not everybody's comfortable talking about sex and not everybody's comfortable talking about love, and you're just like you're amazing at being able to express that in such a vivid and like confident way. Like I said, a lot of people aren't comfortable like even talking about sex in a public setting, or let alone like online. You know what I mean? For me, it's something that I've always been kind of like I said. I was raised by a single mother. She was also a nurse or whatever. So everything's always been kind of like being able to speak about things in the open. You know what I mean? Just be able to talk about things without it feeling fucking awkward or whatever. So it definitely gave me a like standpoint for like being able to have conversations about sex and action and go into vivid detail. But I can't, for the life of me, I can't put it on paper like you can. I can't write that. That's awesome. That's super.
I'll be totally honest with you. My mentor, as far as erotica, one of the best to ever do it to me. Her name is True Sister. She's an amazing artist. But when it comes down to like the erotic, what she told me was, she just made me understand. Sex is, first off, sex is natural. Rather,
right. Yeah.
Sex is natural. And sex can be a very, very beautiful situation. Like you don't have to be like, things don't have to be, fucked up.
Dirty.
Like,
right. It doesn't have to be dirty. It can be kinky and whatnot without being like whatever. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I understand.
And some of my pieces, you can share in intimacy in a one night stand that you probably wouldn't even have with somebody you've been in a relationship 5-10 years. It's just how you all carry yourself. I'm a very sexual person, so I feel like I'm gonna write about what I know. So that's no.
I feel you. Yeah. Yo, I get what you're saying. Like it's definitely a different dynamic. Yeah. For sure. Yo, so when did you write that piece and what inspired it?
That piece was written when I was working on a poetic mixtape called Poemography. So it was a mixtape with about.
I have to stop you 1 second. I have something emergency going on. Give me 1 second. I apologize.